Oh, hey, Alice. It's good to see you. You walked in at a good time. I got Opiate. We got Danny, Cole, and Asshole. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Y'all have EP coming out later, probably this month, maybe July. Volume 1.
Yes, sir.
Did y'all write that together, or who does a lot of the writing?
That was me.
Asshole actually did most of
Asshole,
this
yeah, I
writing.
do all the lyrics
Hell yeah.
and the guitar. And then I'm like, hey, here's the lyrics and the guitar. Fucking do your job.
Do your fucking job.
Nah, but
Gasoline.
we all kind of just, I wrote like a verse and the chorus, and then we never could come up with a second verse, so it's just verse, chorus. But we all did that together. Like I didn't have pretty much like nothing wrote. I had like a piece of a riff wrote, and we kind of just put it together from there. But that's the only song we've just wrote all together.
Working on something.
So yeah, we're kind of doing it like that now. It's at least for now.
Gotcha.
Seems like.
Yeah. It seems the writing process seems to be easier when we're all together. It's hard to be like, hey, put this together when we're not even there together.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we meet up like once a week, sometimes two if we got like a show.
Hey, that's good.
And then sometimes, once every, like maybe we'll miss a week and it'll be 2 weeks, and then you never know.
It'll eventually become like once every 8 years.
Yeah,
Practice.
Yeah.
It's once you did. I mean, hey,
Well,
once
this
you get
dude's like
locked in.
74, so here in 8 years,
It's like who knows what's
he'll
gonna
be in his
happen.
mid-80s.
It's not a thing.
He looks good for 74 though.
You look really good for 105.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
It makes me feel so much better about myself.
Yeah. Y'all got a show coming up in Florida.
105 minus 55.
You were just telling me about that, and the details are escaping me. Is it a festival? You said
It is
Panama City Beach.
Panama City Beach, yes.
The Dark Craft Arts and Music Festival, I think.
Cool.
The Salty Hobo.
Hell yeah.
Vendors, giveaways, and more. And
Nice.
7 bands.
Follow
6 of which I have no idea who they are.
Follow them to Panama and go check out the Dark Arts Festival. It's the Salty Hobo.
Shit sucks.
So
waste your gas.
hard segue. This is something I ask everyone. No one has the answer unless you guys do. But
I bet I know what it is, and I bet I don't.
There's no right or wrong answers, right? But like, what do you guys think happens after we die?
Ooh, what happens after we die?
Who goes first?
I'll go last.
I think youngest should go first, and I go last.
I just said I go last.
Well,
Come on,
Fine.
man. Oldest first, then Dan.
I'd say I don't know. That's
no one knows.
definitely my answer.
Nobody
knows shit. So
okay, so does anything make more sense to you than anything else?
To me,
I guess that just depends on the individual, in my opinion. I mean,
so the individual that's you, what do you think?
I mean, I would like to think, there's something else at least.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to say that I know.
That goes great.
Well, nobody on the
my
planet
response.
knows.
That goes great.
No, I know that.
That goes great into my response. That's for sure.
What do you think?
I think the reason, you would hope, right? To me, because everybody, you would think that, because getting older in age like I am, I drink too much, I smoke too much. I know my time is limited. This is the shell I live in, right? To me, you would hope it's not oblivion, right? Because there's nothing. Boom, you're gone. Nothing. Your family, everything that you knew before, prior to that moment in time, is gone.
It's just so final.
Yeah, and it's it. But to me, and it's dark and it sucked, but I bet that's what it is. Like, I don't know. Like you said, we don't know. We're still sitting here breathing above ground or not in a urn or whatever. But I think that I fear that is what it is, just because when you think about death and of your own self or anyone else, the greedy human brain thinks that, oh, we're going to be gone, but we're going to still be able to see our loved ones or our, and still somehow participate vicariously, I guess.
Well, I think we still, I
Through-
think we'll still be a part of the universe and everything like that. I think we all
I don't know.
will.
I think
I
that,
do.
Shut
that-
the fuck up, Dan.
I'm
just
to me,
kidding.
that's the greedy human mind trying to lengthen your time.
Hmm.
That I hope not. I hope that's true. I hope that if I get killed in a car crash, on the way home, that yes, I would be able to see my son get married, and and oh, like Jesus was in a cloud around me, and we got to and I go see all my dead loved ones. That's to me,
If you've
it
got religious
sounds awesome.
beliefs,
No, it sounds awesome to me, but I think it's the greedy human brain not realizing that once you're gone, you're just fucking.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense to me because it's like survival is very important to living things. And it's like we're trying to survive death.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like wishful thinking,
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And it's funny that you say like, which I completely agree with you that that's a very valid possibility. I think for a lot of people, that's like a scary thing. For some people, it's like a really comforting thing.
Right. You're
It's
done.
just, yeah. And I guess the idea of continuing is also for some people really comforting and also for some people really scary.
Right.
It's like totally perspective.
Which makes them, like either scared of death or not scared of death, I
Mhm.
guess. So.
And to
Yeah.
me, more vulnerable, to tell you the truth, because it just shows a sign of weakness in a way. Like you're just gonna have to accept it no matter what. Why worry? Like it's gonna happen. Just when it's there, it's over. Like
Yeah.
like I said, we don't know. We don't know.
That's something I ask everyone. And I think my favorite answer I've gotten so far is it doesn't matter, which is like not an answer at all, but it's
doesn't
true.
matter.
It
It
doesn't
really
matter.
doesn't.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't. That's funny.
Yeah.
Who was that, if you don't mind me asking?
Shout out to Sarah Rose from Sarah and the Safe Word.
Thank you, Sarah.
Out of Atlanta.
That's great. I dig it.
Yeah. Asshole.
shit. I'm religious, but not to like. I guess I'm not like married to one religion. I use different religions like Christianity and the Muslim faith and all that shit. I feel like it's all just kind of like one God interpreted differently.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's definitely our tools to connect with
Mm.
our creator. And I like the way the Christian Bible puts it. It's kind of like we won't have any worries. We won't have, we definitely won't be here. And it's like I think it's nothing. I think when you die, it's absolutely you're just blotted out. And I don't like the word nothing because nothing is something within itself.
Oh,
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
nothing is something. You can't fathom. Like a lot of people would think of like a black room or a white space that's empty. That black room with that white space is something.
Yeah.
So I
for sure.
believe it's like the absence of what we are.
That makes a lot of sense.
Was there any
Just-
consciousness? That's the
No,
thing.
it's the absence of consciousness.
That's
you,
the
you
same-
can't even fathom it.
That's oblivion to me.
Yeah, but you can't. Oblivion is something. You
Yeah.
can't. You
It
can't
is something.
fathom
It's
it.
nothing.
I hear what
Yeah,
you're
nothing
saying.
is something.
I hear what you're saying. It's like we can't even conceptualize what nothing would be like.
Exactly.
Right. We
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we just it's
And there's, like, some
release,
bliss in
it's
that.
peace. There's
Right.
no
That,
there's no hate or love or anger or emotion.
but you don't
There's
know that
nothing.
anymore. That's what I'm saying. Is that you don't
Yeah,
even know
you-
that.
obviously your
You're just-
consciousness is
Well,
it's
no, we don't know
unfathomable.
that. This is
what
just
what I
his-
think happens after we die is unfathomable to our mind. We can't
Yeah.
even begin to think up what it even might be.
Mm.
But
It's
to
just-
think of
our brain can't do that.
but to think of to fully believe that let's say a meteor came in here and killed all four of us right now.
Right now.
Could happen.
But to fully believe, like someone that would fully believe that, oh, I'm dead now, I'm going to the heavens, I'm gonna see Christ, I'm gonna do this or whatever religion. I don't care. I don't bash
Right.
anyone that
Right.
to think that you're really gonna have any kind of cognitive association with anything in your previous life. To believe that to me is just
Greedy in a way.
it is greedy and it's kind of stupid. It's
more ignorant.
So like what if
I
so
guess.
I
I
didn't-
because you don't know. No, ignorant is a perfect word because ignorance means you're unknowledgeable about that.
Ignorance is bliss.
Oblivious.
Yeah.
Ignorance is oblivion.
Exactly.
I didn't bring it up just to talk about what I think about it, but what I think about it is
Don't lie to
That's
us.
a good line there. Rage Against the Machine.
so I think we all are the same person, and what makes us different, like it's the same soul, and what makes us different is like shit we go through, and
I
also
believe
like
that kind of in a way
That's
too.
cool.
yeah,
Like all as one consciousness, we make up as like God.
yeah,
Like we're
that-
God figuring himself out,
exactly.
or
Yeah.
cells
okay.
in his body.
So to me, it's like
That's
Collective
guess-
consciousness.
yeah, so it wouldn't be an individual ego, but maybe just you go back to being that, and it's like you get to take what you learned back to like the hive mind,
Right.
and
okay.
it's like that.
You're just explaining Christianity right now.
Like, dude, yes, actually, because I think that's exactly what Jesus was talking about when he says treat other people the way you want to be treated. That's actually
Because it's you.
yeah, Catholics, a lot of Catholics don't actually understand this, but that's the mystery of the Trinity too, is Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
It's like up here, and right here. That's all of it is God. It's just one thing experiencing itself through different windows.
Subjectively.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like
Today, a young man high on acid realized.
yeah. It was DMT actually.
All
But,
right. Nice.
Yeah.
I love the flickering lights. That's badass.
Man, yeah.
It's gonna make me have a seizure.
That
Subjectively.
would be really cool to get on camera. Like if I induce the seizure on you.
just said that would be really cool to get on camera.
Can you like seize up? Can you like have an epileptic fit real quick? Like on command? Come on,
No, I
let's
don't have
go.
epilepsy.
That would be
But,
amazing.
I have
Hey, there's always
I have a
start for
history
everything.
of like random, just random ass seizures.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
from nothing. Just from nothing. Just be walking to the grocery store like,
Wow.
here
That
I
sucks.
come, ground. Yeah, it's weird. I had one really bad one in my sleep probably like 2 years ago. My ex-girlfriend fucking beat my ass up in the side of the head and from the passenger seat.
So it was from something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
that
wasn't
one.
random.
That
Damn.
one.
Seizure.
I mean, after that though, it was just random. Like it was just randomly.
Oh
happened.
shit! So it was probably induced from head trauma, and now
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just,
I
that's
was
just
I was sitting in the passenger seat, and she was a little bitty thing, dude. Like fucking 5'2".
those are the
90
dangerous
pounds,
ones.
Like
Mine,
Yeah.
tiny.
Totally.
mine's
Yeah.
not even 5 foot.
fucking smashing me.
My wife is 4'10".
And
bro.
that night
She
we
will
went to
hurt you.
sleep. I didn't even wake up the next morning. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. 'Cause I
Fuck,
had a
man.
massive brain seizure in my sleep.
Oh my god, that sucks, dude.
Yeah,
What is it? What is that like?
I
What's
just woke up in the hospital. I
Okay,
didn't
so blacked
experience-
out.
Yeah, I didn't experience anything.
is it like that every time?
No, the one I had in the grocery store, I felt like cold at first. Honestly, I was walking to the grocery store and I felt like a jump. Like like maybe when you're sick, you get like a jump, like cold sweat, your hair stand up, and then you throw up. It's kind of like that. But then I was just
Like
like
a spin.
getting up off the floor. Yeah, kind of.
Like you're getting the spins.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
you're getting.
Mm.
It just feels like you're about to be sick.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
like you're
yeah.
about to be sick,
Yeah.
and then you're getting up.
That's
off the
what.
floor.
That's actually what happens if I take mushrooms now.
Really?
That
Noise
anytime.
sucks.
Anytime I take mushrooms,
God,
I
that
black
sucks.
out.
That's in
Really?
your mind.
No
You've got to
shit.
be.
I swear to God.
You're
It's
you're
not.
probably
It's
You're
not.
probably
It's really
so
not.
afraid of the high and having
It's really
a
not.
bad
It just
trip
doesn't
that your
agree with
brain's like,
something in
I
my
got
brain.
you.
Some
We
kind of
just black
the
out.
chemistry.
and
That's
it
a
wasn't
doesn't go
always like
together.
that. It's like
No,
it's
it
like
wasn't
that
always
now.
like that. It wasn't always like that.
Damn.
That's a terrible thing, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something just doesn't agree.
Probably,
With
I love how I'm digging into these traumatic experiences.
probably
Like,
Xanax.
like what's that like? Yeah. Well, oh wow. That's I'm sorry you both experienced
Oh no,
those
it's,
issues.
it's just like the spins. Kind of.
Where do you think how do you think humans came to be?
Mushrooms.
Yeah,
Good answer.
true story.
I think monkeys ate mushrooms.
Yeah.
and
Stone
then
ape.
over the
That's
just
an
over the
amazing
course
story.
of fucking adaptation and evolution, we fucking
I
came
looked-
to be.
That makes
I read
sense
a
to
lot
me.
I don't believe that at
It
all. What are you
really-
talking about?
Yeah.
No,
God
that's-
shot 2 people out and they fucked and we just
5,000
kept
years
fucking
ago.
our cousins until here we are.
That makes sense. Perfect
Nah,
sense.
I believe though, like I believe in Darwin's theory to an extent, and in a God. I think if there's a God, he created us, but we started as nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I think the evolution process was his creation of
Mm.
us. You know,
Yeah, it's funny how like people want to like split them. Like it's either religion or it's
or
evolution.
yeah, I
And
think
it's like, no,
both.
dude,
I
it's
think it's both.
that's a complete misunderstanding of scripture if you think those things are separate.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it's always been here in a way, or at least the universe.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
know, I think it's always been around.
Hmm.
But
They say now that they can see where it started. They can see the light coming from where the Big Bang happened.
they say a lot of things.
they do
Yeah,
say
they
a lot
do.
of things.
Lots
Yeah,
of
They
things.
say lots of things.
It's that would be interesting though, kind of like a pulse, like it like goes out and comes back in, like a heartbeat or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, the two theories. Either the universe is infinitely expanding or it's infinitely closing in on itself.
interesting.
And gets tight. Big Bang happens again, and that just keeps happening. Or the other, it just constantly expands forever and forever and
Mm.
forever and never stops ever.
I guess I more see it as a cycle.
Hmm.
You know,
It's definitely
almost like a
a
circle.
cycle.
Everything's a
Yeah,
circle.
Just
Everything.
what
Which
it is.
also is funny is because like if when it comes down to a religion and they you know it brings down the 7 days of the creation, right? Each day, and they're like, oh, you're like just ignorant people be like, you couldn't do that in a day, blah blah. It's like he's God, he could, but a day was
It's
what
different.
10,000
Yeah.
years or something like that. It was like a
Yeah.
day was
Yeah.
10,000
It
years.
says it in the Bible somewhere. It
Right,
shows
it's
the
like a
time.
day-
A day
breakdown.
for him
Right.
is like
But then because everybody's like, whoa,
it was either
so-and-so
7,000
member of
years
the
or
Bible lived
7
for
million
240 years. It was like, well, they didn't really have Timexes on their fucking wrists going,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, or a
Yeah.
calendar or a Mayan calendar.
Yeah,
to deal with.
time doesn't
They're
mean-
really guessing.
Right.
They're
Yes.
really guessing.
And they said years. No, I don't. They
Yeah.
don't even know what that is. Those
No.
words weren't even in there.
time is just non-existent.
It is.
You know what's
Right.
funny?
time is definitely
we
a
are,
man-made
dude, we are
construct.
seriously right now, as we're sitting in this room, floating around on a collar on a cat's fucking
Could be.
neck, running around.
Yeah, that makes
is
me think
us.
about like, is there is there such a thing as like smallest possible thing? Like, or does it just keep
No.
going forever? Like
And we just can't see it getting smaller.
Oh yeah, I think
Never know.
I think
like
it would just,
infinitely, like you go infinitely in. It's like
That's
an
what I-
atom is like huge
Oh, yeah,
compared
yeah.
to like there's a whole. So like Horton here's a who shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
I think it depends
Like
on
what's
who's
making
looking,
up the atom.
but
Mm-hmm. Say what?
kind of depends on who's looking in a way.
Sorry, what was?
Like how big or small anything is.
Oh, totally relative. Yeah. And then like so okay, so if it goes infinitely in that way, maybe it goes infinitely out the other way, and it's like we are inside of an atom, inside of a much larger universe or
See?
something like that.
I mean,
Why
that's
would you
kinda
not
what
think that?
space looks
Why would
like.
you not think that?
That's kind of what space looks like.
Yeah,
No, but why
it
would
looks
you
like a
not?
nucleus.
Because people just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but okay, because that goes back
And
to
we're
the greed
falling
thing. Oh,
At
we're the
astronomical
Earth.
speeds.
We're the only intelligent species
because they feel
that
comfortable that
exists.
way. They feel
anywhere.
comfortable
That
way.
would be
They-
that's ignorant
That's
to
the
think.
dumbest thing I've ever even
That's
heard
super
of.
stupid.
No man,
Idiot.
we're the
Like-
only people. This is the center of the universe, and it's flat. Okay,
Yes. No, it's not.
that's fact. Don't look it up.
The Earth is flat.
It's
He doesn't believe that.
disclaimer. He doesn't.
He doesn't
actually
believe
I
that.
fucking do
No,
not.
he totally does.
No,
We
he
all-
doesn't.
so does he. So does he.
I will fight you.
Yes.
Don't come to me preaching the Earth is flat. Rent a plane, motherfucker.
Okay, you don't even have to do that, man. Like you can go look at the
Literally,
fucking moon.
yeah,
There's
you-
a shadow on the moon. What's making the shadow? The shadow's round. The shadow's
moon-
round.
The moon isn't real. It's a government projection
It's
in the sky.
cheese,
We're in a dome and they're
obviously.
flat dome.
And there's a man in it.
We're in the middle.
Actually,
Antarctica
well, you
is
can
a
look- you
giant
can go to
wall
very
around
higher
God's
elevations.
watching
There's
stuff
you.
outside of it.
Only
and
see
you
the
can
curve.
you can just look straight from a higher elevation and you can see the curve. I
Mm.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah, there's all.
Rent a boat.
Or so they say. Height doesn't exist. Actually, there is no
Well,
elevation.
That'd be
I
great.
feel like at least I feel like I've seen that curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck flat earthers.
Damn. See, you don't want to isolate anybody like that.
You've been
Yeah, you got a lot of
isolated.
flat earthers in
You-
your fan
you-
base. You don't want
These-
Look, we don't have a fan base. And if we did,
to.
if we did, flat earthers, don't come to our show.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just kidding. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. I love the flat earthers. I sympathize with your people. Being mentally ill is, it's a big It's a challenge. I understand your challenge.
There's
I
medicine for
understand.
that. It's called marijuana.
So when you're writing, is that like you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm gonna write a song, or is it like you get an idea comes to you?
Okay, so the whole album we've got right now, I wrote an album called Her. We're not working on that right now, but we just pulled us up a couple songs off that album and then pulled a couple songs off that album. I wrote one and then we wrote one together, and that's the EP. But all of my writing come from like a place of like pain, pretty much. I wrote like I did a lot of like rap and stuff like that before I ever got into like the stuff we do now. But I like lost my fucking soulmate, I would say, killed myself, come back from the mental hospital and shit, and I was just like, I have to fucking do something to, put this somewhere.
Get that out.
I just started fucking writing.
Thank
and
God.
Fucking 12 songs later, here we are.
Damn.
Doing a podcast with Alex Freeman.
You thought that was the lowest point. This is actually the lowest point right here.
No.
That's cool, man. So like you just have stuff like in your head, and so like when you sit down to do that, it's like that's like a conscious effort, or do you start to have lyrics come to you?
It's kind of both.
I got you.
Like,
It's a mixed bag.
I'll be like, okay, so this is what happened to me. How do I tell this story in a way that is entertaining and also understandable? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what
Or still get the gist of it.
Yeah, like this, every song has its own, it's all about something different.
It's definitely understandable, I would say, at least in my opinion, if you would read the lyrics,
Like news.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
That's when you guys did your set at Springwater. That was my favorite song you guys did.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that's a song about
fucking banger, dude.
It's about suicide.
Yeah, the bass line on that too. It's fucking great, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Too bad he fucked up with gasoline.
That was just gasoline, and it'll never happen again. I swear to God, don't fire me.
Yeah. This is where bands go to die. This podcast.
No. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sydney Mays.
Yo, shout out to Sydney. That shit was tight. He was great, man.
I haven't listened to that one yet. I can't wait to though. It'd be interesting.
We fucking met him.
He's such a good cat.
Dude,
Where
Sydney's
was
great,
it?
dude.
The
The
basement.
basement.
Our first fucking show together.
We're sitting out there. I'm
It was
smoking and
packed.
shit. He walks up, and we had already researched all the bands. We knew who
I
it was.
checked. Like I look up people.
He was like talking to him and shit, and he asked, he was like, you get a fucking shred of those sick licks tonight? And he was like genuinely, he was like, I guess I'll try, man. I don't know.
Dude,
I'm gonna try.
that's such a good Sydney impression.
Yeah, he's fucking
Holy shit.
And then he's up there just like.
And he gets on stage like.
We actually,
it's so good.
so I did an episode with him. It actually just went up today, but that's something we talked about a lot. Is like, I was like, dude, for as much as you fucking shred, you're so fucking humble about it. And like he is, man. He's just so down there.
Most people I know that do that are very
Really,
humble about it.
Yeah.
Totally.
The ones
I mean,
barking big can't
Chris-
back it up.
Chris
Yeah.
Dude, Chris from
from
Osmond the
from
King.
Osmond the
He's
King.
literally,
Yeah,
he might be the best
Nicest
guitar
guy.
player I know.
Man,
in town.
fuck Chris. No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
Chris, if you see this,
and that's
I love you, man. Because I don't
that's
know you,
incredible, and that's
but we
impressive.
should like be together.
Yeah.
No, but
Carnally.
Chris is he's out of this world.
Yeah, Osmond the
he's
King
a-
was dope
He's a
too.
Out
badass
of this
dude.
world.
We went and seen his band Wrestling with Jimmy. Was
Wrestle
it
with Jimmy.
Wrestle with Jimmy. What the fuck?
Is it a cover band?
Yeah, it's a
What was
90s
the-
cover
90s,
band.
like 90s.
What was the bar called?
with
Tin Roof, Tin Roof, Rooftop, something.
Tin Roof
yeah,
Guys?
yeah.
Tin Roof.
Yeah,
Tin
we seen
Roof.
him at Tin Roof. It was
Oh,
dead.
Tin Roof.
It was
Yeah.
us, two girls, and like another little group of like 2 or 3 people. And it was like they didn't even give a fuck none. I feel like it could have been just me there,
Yeah.
and they fucking rocked out like they were playing for 100,000 people.
Because
Like,
I mean, they
That's another
fucking-
thing, Nashville. Come support your local music.
Yeah,
For real.
Nobody
man.
down there wants. We're not allowed on Broadway because we don't play bro
Country.
country cover songs. They're
Mhm.
not even playing original music. Come see people like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
love
Osmo the
country.
King and
Okay?
Cassette Stress and Sydney Mays and Red River Hymn and Light Daggers
Taxiway,
yeah.
Taxiway, I think is one of
Cassette
the,
Oh, dude,
One of
never
the best
Indigenous names I
bands.
fucking love.
they're one of the best bands.
Life in
town, in my
Vacuum.
opinion.
Life in Vacuum. They're from Vancouver. They invited us and we played a show with no one there.
And they rocked out.
Oh
like
my god,
fucking-
It
those dudes
is-
so good.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
PSA, show up and support local music. Buy merch. It's at touring bands too. Like people coming through. It's like they're doing that, putting on a good show for you. And it's like, yeah, just show up and support. I totally agree with what y'all are saying about that. There's not enough of
Watch
that.
his podcast.
Oh, thank you. The one person that's watching this is like, I'm already doing it.
Man, I wish we could fucking smoke in here.
I know, right?
That'd be amazing.
So can you so this is not an easy question. I don't have an answer for this, but can you what is the definition of art? What is art?
Art is extremely subjective.
Mm.
I don't think it can be defined.
So it doesn't have a definition.
I think creativity. That's the only thing. That's the only word I think that could even begin to define art. Anything that is creative, and it doesn't even have to be creative. I guess that's still wrong. It could be bland as fuck and still be art. I think really anything that just comes from somebody inside. Like in here, where if somebody projects something into the world, that's art.
Like creative expression is art. Yeah,
Like what you're doing right now, talking to
Yeah.
us. This is an art form.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
It's definitely an
Everything.
art form.
Yeah.
Anything can be art, yeah.
What about?
Yeah.
I think just living, just life is art.
So
There's a
walking
really
down the
cool
street,
book. I can't remember the name of it right now. But this lady has talked about like cleaning your room as a form of art. I think
Totally.
that's cool. Like organizing is a form
It
of
can be, yeah.
Cole said no.
What do
it
you
can be.
No, I said oh
Oh,
no.
Oh.
No. When you said it can be, I said no.
Oh, yeah, it can be.
If you want to take that camera and go take it inside of his car,
No,
and
it
then,
can
and then
be.
say the same word cleaning in one sentence,
My car's
That's-
leading
that's-
way.
That doesn't.
You know
work
what you
out,
need?
no.
You know what you need
That
to do?
doesn't work out.
you need to do some art in your car.
That would be a terrible idea. That'd be horrible.
I think art is not only what he just said, but as well, you got to think about like seeing something you see like that you can't literally show someone, but you
Mm.
visually saw it happen.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm gonna go just super basic with it, and it happened today, absolutely today. I was at his house waiting on him for band practice.
And he never showed up.
And
Fuck you.
we're not gonna talk about that. So I was outside, Joker, his little white cat, who's my boy, that's my buddy. He was outside running around. I was outside smoking a cigarette. There's this little white butterfly flying around, right? Joker saw that son of a bitch from like 15 feet away and immediately went in cat stance, took off. And I'm like, there's no way you're gonna get it. Like it's way over here. I saw what he was looking at because it was right in front of me. That cat took off and jumped in the air and just had this coolest like posture, like a wild animal trying to, like eat a meal. And you know it doesn't need it, it gets fed.
Yeah, it's just
But just
instinct.
watching the instinct in the air, if I could have, I did mentally take a picture of that. Right? To me, it's still art. Even though I can't paint it, even though I can't draw it, even though I can't show you that picture, to me, that was just like, whoa, that was
Sure.
so cool. Like, just, and not just animals, but anything, in that perspective. It doesn't necessarily have to be physically drawn, physically written. We have friends that do spoken word and poetry and all that, and they're all art forms, and it's great. Not everybody likes them all, right? You pick
Yeah.
and choose what you do and who you support, or you support them all. You just don't necessarily do it. But art is,
Art is
It's just art.
everything.
I think like driving can be art. Like if you just
Basically,
weave in,
the
just
answer
right.
is anything can be art.
Yeah.
Or art is very subjective. Or nothing is art.
Yeah,
It is
Art's
subjective.
nothing's art, everything's art. Yeah, both answers are true.
Art's like,
Art.
art's like cancer.
What you're saying about cats, like I fucking
Frozen
love cats.
people.
Yes.
But like, if you imagine
Get at it.
something moving that fucking fast and accurately, that's like big enough to hunt you.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
that shit's not cute anymore.
No,
Like
you're
a
good.
fucking wildcat, man. Like a
I
leopard or
still, I
something.
try so hard,
You ever
dude.
seen a mountain lion? Never.
I've heard them.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a woman screaming.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's noise.
noise gets me bored.
I'd still try to pet it. I'd be like, all right, buddy, this is gonna go one of two ways.
So we know how Cole's gonna die.
Nah, here
He just let him pet it. It's like you guys
It
just
might.
form a bond.
No, it
So
might
like-
really do it.
they're like 60 to 90 pounds in our area. You could probably manhandle
The
it.
mountain lion?
Yeah,
That's not so bad.
I
You
just
could
pet.
probably manhandle
I'm
it.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
hey, get your claws out
Now,
my
hey,
back. I'm gonna
if
fucking pet you.
if you get into like higher ranges though, like up in mountains and shit, they get like 140 pounds. So that's a little bit of a, they'd be like fighting a grown man with
No,
big ass claws and teeth.
That's like
With
10
with
pounds.
the endurance.
my
and-
wife weighs 130. I think I could handle 140.
With
Ah,
claws and like super reflexes.
I don't think you could handle a mountain lion, dude.
dude,
Sorry.
I
Hey, there's
think-
only one way to
Sorry,
find
I'm
out.
sorry
I
to break
think
it to
if a
you.
60
Well,
pound
when you grow to be my
mountain
age,
lion
you'll
attacks
understand.
me,
Sorry to
I
break
could
it to
handle
you.
it.
You sorry break nothing. You can be sorry if I don't break your arm.
I heard something about cats recently that like really fucking bothered me.
Oh, if you die, what they'll do to you?
Oh, that too, right? The
That's
cats don't
gross.
give a fuck.
They'll eat
dude.
your eyes first.
They give a
No.
fuck that you take care of them, but they don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
No, they'll
And then
eat
some
you.
cats do. Some cats are like dogs. It's weird. But
Cat.
no, what I heard was
The majority,
uh,
you're saying.
Cat dog.
The majority
Yeah.
of them are just, yeah.
that's not even what I was thinking about though. Like apparently they have a thing about like there's like parasites in
Oh, and
Their
their
shit?
feces.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it gets
yeah.
in your brain and makes
Yeah,
that's
dude.
like what creates old crazy cat ladies. It makes
Yes.
you want to be around and want more
More
cats.
cats.
and I've been around cats a lot and I love cats.
They're,
Yeah.
they're
I
the,
love
they're
cats.
the only animal in the entire history of fucking animals that domesticated themselves.
Yeah.
No, they're
Yeah.
still their DNA is for what is it? What was it?
It's an
8,000 years or
insane amount of time.
it's ridiculous. They've never changed.
It's
you don't
so wild,
you don't
man.
own a cat. The
Cats
cat
own
owns
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't domesticate themselves, they domesticated us.
You're gonna be our bitch. You're gonna feed
Yeah.
us, water us, pet us. When we scratch
heard
you,
it.
you'll say ow and walk away.
I heard it was like when people started like learning to store things, like keep like stockpile shit. It's like you have piles of food, which attracts like rodents and stuff, which attracts cats.
Right.
So it's like-
right.
There's kind of like, hey, we're gonna hang out here now, and humans are like, oh, okay, you're cute. We won't eat you. Like you take care of the rats, and it's like, yeah, all according to plan, all according to the cat plan.
In what country was this?
Is that called
I don't know.
a what relationship?
My
Symbiotic or
Yeah.
parasitic.
No, symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
It's symbiotic because
My
we
daughter's in
benefit from
Japan.
them because they get rid of rodents,
Mm.
which can cause disease and take away from our food source. And then we help them by giving them shelter and
Yeah.
providing the food
It is
source that
symbiotic.
attracts the rodents.
my daughter's in Japan. She's in the Navy.
Mm.
And my family's always been, I mean, I say cat lover, but I'm an animal lover. I love them all. I love dogs. I love cats. I don't give a fuck. If it's not trying to kill me, it's cool. I'm gonna pet it. Awesome. My daughter's been in Japan for the past 3 years, and she said that they have like it's law that there's cats everywhere,
Mm.
and you don't fuck with them. Like
Mm.
like you do not you fuck a cat up in Japan, like you do something bad to a cat in Japan, you're fucked up.
Mm.
It's not a good deal because I don't know if they don't worship them, of course, but they're all the street cats get taken care of. They all get fed. They all have because the same thing, rodents, any kind of vermin. They're around water. Japan's surrounded by water,
Yeah.
so there's no telling. Yeah, that kind of shit. So she was just like, "It's really cool, Dad.
I
You
heard
love
there's
it
a-
here. There's all kind of cats."
I heard there's a little man-made cat island in Japan. Have you heard about this?
I sure there is.
It's like like no one lives there.
Except
It's just
cats.
fucking tons of cats. Yeah. But that's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, she loves it. She was like, "That's really cool."
So to bring it back to what we were talking about a minute ago, you were talking about mushrooms and the relationship with monkeys becoming people. To me, it's got to be like some kind of missing link. Like if it's not mushrooms, it's fucking aliens or something. But mushrooms are probably like Occam's razor, like more directly. That makes sense.
What if the aliens brought the mushrooms?
Hey, man, what if the aliens are the mushrooms? I don't know, man. Like, I think I've definitely had some trips where it's like, I'm like communicating telepathically with my friends. Like,
That's happened to me before. I
yeah.
think.
Mhm.
So I think it's definitely some kind of intelligence. They're doing some shit with
Definitely.
DMT now. I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who wrote A Spirit Molecule. They're doing studies where they do intermuscular injections and they're keeping people under on DMT.
And they're reporting experiencing the same entities and talking
Mhm.
to people about the same shit in that
Yeah.
other realm, like the other place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading up on that shit too. That shit's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
And they're looking at like the like where you go, like when the DMT interact with your brain, and when you go to that place, that's like supposed to be what happens when you die. You die and your brain has that chemical flood and it puts you there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I definitely I'm a big believer in that, but like I don't know. I think jury's still out till we fucking die, you know? It's
Yeah.
like
I've died before.
what was that like?
It was like
Mm.
like that. It was like, I'm alive. I'm not alive. I'm alive again.
Mm. That's interesting.
Right.
No, it was kind of like, and then it was like there was a flashlight in my face, and they were like, he's unconscious.
Mm.
We got him back. He's fine. He's alive.
So you
But
were
the in
dead, you
between,
just
there's
passed out.
nothing.
It's nothing. Just I guess asleep, like you're asleep, I guess.
Oblivion.
Nothing.
See, like I said, fuck.
I think, man, I don't know, man. Either way makes sense to me. I think both are just as valid of ideas. Like that,
We can't
Yeah.
know.
we can't
Yeah.
know. We can't.
God gives us a time. You know what I mean? We're on his fucking clock. Like if I was to walk out there today and jump in front of a car and I died, but then was revived by an EMT and come back, you know what I mean? That just wasn't my day.
Mm.
That's just not my day. I can't go there and then come back. We can't go to where he is, you know. We can't follow him. Can't follow
Yeah.
God. Just can't.
Well,
Who said God's a he?
Yeah, did you just gender assume God?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I did. Because I am God and I am a male.
Hey, it makes sense. Everything.
God embodied a male when he came to our earth here to walk amongst us.
I think that is true.
And
I think
the
that's
Bible
everybody
also
though.
refers to God as a he. So
yeah.
I think that's true. I think that Jesus is everyone though. That's like
I feel that way sometimes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Godlike.
I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
Jesus was
Jesus-
actually who he.
or
I don't think
Or he didn't
Jesus
exist at
was
all.
God
I think
embodying
Jesus
a
was
person.
definitely a person.
Yeah, I think he was a prophet.
You
He
know,
was just a prophet.
Right.
I don't believe
I don't
he
even
was
know
God
that, to be
himself
honest, but I mean-
as a person.
I mean,
It doesn't make
definitely a
sense.
real
come
person.
on. It's
but I
a
don't
it's
know
a
if he
wonderful
was-
story of a virgin that had a kid. Get the fuck out of here! It doesn't happen.
yeah, I think
That's trying to make women feel pure.
I think he
Like
was,
you know what I mean? Like oh, she didn't even have to fuck to have a kid. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
I think
It's the
he was
dumbest
a
thing I've
dude
ever heard.
who figured out what we're talking about right now, which is we're all God. And he said, I'm the son of God, which really just means I'm God.
But we're all the son of God. It says so.
Exactly. And like if you think about like if God's infinite, right?
Yeah.
You can't divide that. If you cut it in half, now there's just two that are infinite. So it's
That
like
doesn't make any sense.
yeah, so it
We
would
have two infinite things.
I think if you conceptualize infinity though, and then you cut it in half, it's not two halves of infinity, it's just two infinities now. So
To
the
infinity and
entirety
beyond.
the entirety of God would be inside everybody,
Okay.
an entire fucking infinite everything.
And it is, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean,
I'm under the impression that
See, that's why I'm not strict on like I'm Christian or I'm Muslim.
No, I keep it wide open.
it's
those
all
books are
right
just
and it's all
tools.
wrong.
It's all just been manipulated and changed
thing is-
so much.
All right.
It's
so it's all right and
religion
it's all
is a
wrong.
governing force, you know?
Can
Religion
I-
is a government.
Can I exactly? Can I ask? That's what I'm about to say. Can I ask a question? Like, so my thing is when it comes to religion, because I don't care. Like, believe what you want to believe, live your best life, do your thing. But so, Jehovah's Witness or whatever.
I was raised as a
That's
Jehovah's
just-
Witness, actually.
I'm baptized Catholic.
Okay.
I
No,
hang
it's
out
just
with
funny
the
you said
Mormons
that.
all the
Yeah.
time.
No, but well, Jehovah's Witness fucked up. I studied with them for very long. Like the whole
Okay.
facial hair, like
Yeah, they're
no
strict
blood
about shit.
transfusions and don't
Mhm.
celebrate birthdays, nothing.
Yep.
Passover and that's it. My thing is, if you strictly believe that your entire life, do those people really firmly believe that Southern Baptists, they're all going straight to
Some
hell?
of them do, yes.
Yeah.
They're all going
Some
straight
of
to
them
hell.
do.
And a lot of Southern
Then
Baptists
what?
think
But
the same
that's what
thing.
makes no sense. You would
Yep.
think at some point all the religions would come together and be like, okay, they're starting to figure it out. We got to come together and mind fuck these people.
See, I don't think they think like that.
No,
though.
but the thing is you can't sit there and say if you're not Church of Christ or Presbyterian or Catholic or whatever,
Thou shalt
that
not
everybody
denominate from the
else,
Lord.
right? And this is where I cut it all down. There's this guy that comes to our apartment complex, and he's a nicest guy, and he's a Baptist church. He's a white dude, whatever, super nice guy. And he comes to my house. He starts asking a bunch of jackassy questions, and he's like, "Hey, who's that?" He got a pad and a pen. And it's 2020 fucking 3, right? And I'm me. I'm the same guy you're looking at. And he knocks on the door. I look out in front of people. Who the fuck is this? It's like, hey, you just stay right there. I grab my beer and I fucking go out the screen door. I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? It's like, hey, man, my name's Chris. I'm the local, my church does stuff around the community and this and that. And I'm cool with that. That's fine. Yeah, but when I open the door, he's all peeking in. Like, I'm like, okay, back up. And I go out and then we start having somewhat of a conversation like we're having now, except I'm like, why you, okay, that's cool. Because when I told him, he was asking, what's your wife's name? He's like, it's none of your goddamn business. I'm like, sorry, God. It's none of your business. I don't understand why you're asking these questions.
That is sus.
It's weird. And that's what he was like, I understand. It's like, man, but we try to reach out. We're having a barbecue here. Everybody's invited. Hear the word of God and this and that. And so that guy, he does good work, right, for what he does. He firmly believes that if you are not part of that sect of religion, that
Most of them
it's
do.
that you're gone. Like, oh, you just don't
Like gone
you've
or
never
go to
heard.
hell?
Well, did not go. I mean, he never really just came out and
I
said
got
that.
you.
I just told him this. I said, look,
That you're wrong, basically.
I've studied. I've felt and felt like he does. He's really good. He's young as fuck, but he has a good sense when it comes to things like this. And I think now social media helps because you can look and you can research about things of all these natures.
Yep.
But to me, if you want to bring up the Bible, I don't have to go sit in a Church of Christ, a Presbyterian church, a Catholic church, a Jehovah's Witness church, any church, and give 10% of my fucking income to God.
Sir.
Because you know what it says in all of those Bibles?
Money
The body is the church. So when I lay down at night, I pray for these gentlemen. I pray for my family. I pray for Ukraine. I pray for all the whoever in my mind. Give it to them. Give them a piece of me if it makes it better. Give them a piece of me if it makes it better. There's no reason. What are they going to tell you that you don't already know? Oh, if you work hard, what, bitch? If you ain't learned your life lessons by the time you're a grown adult, why you walk in this building every Sunday, go in here, get your blessings, go to O'Charlie's in fucking Rivergate 2 days later and talk dog shit to your server.
Go to a Mexican
Get
restaurant.
the fuck
don't
out of here.
tip.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And go be a dick at a restaurant
Yeah.
after your Sunday service. Blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here.
That's true. Hey,
It's like if you're not gonna be good every day, then shut up. I'm the same dude
You know,
I
like what?
am, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. I don't have to dress up on Sunday to act like I'm a better person. And I think that's what they do. They have to do it to feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
They have to do it because they're going to go and, cheat on their wives
It's a safety
because
net.
they
It's a
bought them a
safety net,
Bentley.
in a way.
yeah, some people need that shit, but a lot of the time it's just not. It's not really helpful. It's just a crutch.
It's all for movies.
Like, for example, and this is extremely controversial, right? But like,
Let's go.
yeah, let's go, right?
We should take a break and smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, actually, we can do that now if you guys want.
Fuck yeah.
I got a piss.
Yeah, we'll be right back, Alice, after this short commercial break.
Alice.
And we're back.
Hello, Alice.
So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was gonna get us all canceled. So
Sweet.
radical Islam, right? I can't so much be mad at terrorists as much as I'm mad at Islam, right? Because these people are raised in a thing, taught this is the
That faith
truth,
is strong.
and no matter what happens, like you're gonna, if you do this shit, you're gonna go to heaven and get a bunch of virgins. And it's like, if that's what you think, like that's your view of reality, then it's like kind of hard to argue that that's not a good thing to do, right? So I can't so much be mad at religious zealots, whether that be Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, as much as I can be upset at the religion itself, like at the system. So we were talking about doctrine earlier and how the Baptists all think they got the right answer. Jehovah's Witnesses all think they got the right answer. Catholics think they got it figured out.
Hope your surgery went well, sir.
And that ties back to what Bryce was saying, because religion is government. It is. And it's a system of governance of people. And what the government is afraid of, if they can get people white against black, men against women, religion against religion, sports team against sports team,
Right.
anything
In conflict.
anything besides people versus the government. Because if we all get together, that's what they're fucking scared of.
Well, yeah, that
They
would
should
be
be.
the end.
They should be
should be.
fucking scared. And
By right, right now, in our US Constitution, we should have already marched Washington and
Mm.
cleaned house.
yeah,
But that's called an insurrection.
uh-huh.
But I'm
kinda
not
like-
gonna even talk about that because I'm not a Trump supporter.
Oh, we did a
It's
whole fucking Jan 6
it's a
thing.
thing. It's just the truth.
Yeah. And also, if you look back at the civil rights movement, like Martin Luther King, they were marching on the Capitol building. They just didn't get there because the civil rights movement won before they got there.
Yeah.
But what do you think was going to happen when they got there? You
You're
know?
gonna blow everybody.
Yeah, they were going to suck
Nope.
everyone off until they got.
They wanted, which was a mouthful.
Okay.
Bunch of BBC.
So I want to hear. We're gonna end with you because I know you've got a lot to say about tulpas. But do you guys have any experiences that you can't explain with logic? Some shit you've seen or experienced that you can't reason away?
Something paranormal.
Something paranormal. Thank you.
I do, but
Oh, we're gonna end with Bryce because I know he's got a lot of shit to say.
All
So, Danny.
Yes, I do.
Tell us about those fucking aliens, Danny. That's a good.
Damn
one.
it, that was my next question.
That's a good story. Well, I mean, that's paranormal.
Same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
In a big
kind
kind.
of put it in the same realm, I guess, in
Yeah.
a way.
I don't
Just stuff that you can't
Extraterrestrial, interdimensional.
explain. Stuff that you can't
Yeah.
explain in a way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, but I was like 13, I guess, and with two friends, and we just saw three beings in a line staring back at us about 50 yards away.
Like at eye level.
Yeah, at
Okay.
eye level, but you could kind of tell they were a little bit shorter too, in a way. It was kind of weird. They were all wearing white, and they all had red eyes.
Okay.
It was fucking at 13-year-old, like that was terrifying.
Where was this?
were you high?
No, we're 13. What?
Where was
What do
this?
you
I was
mean?
high when I was fucking
high as
10.
fuck when I was
So what now?
13.
Where did this take place?
It was Antioch, basically.
Of course it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like outside of Hickory Hollow in the wooded areas. Kinda.
Probably.
So you saw him in a tree line?
Or a mirror.
No, it was like an open. Well, yeah, but it was like an open field in between tree lines, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was an open space,
So you just kind of saw it for a minute, and then what happened? You guys left.
and we were 13, so we looked at each other and just ran the
Ran.
other way.
Yeah.
You
that
know
was
what I mean?
probably-
Like that's all we did.
That was maybe a good call.
But
I would've
I can
ran
say
straight
like
towards them.
for about a minute or two, we were staring at them.
Okay.
And when we got back, did not know why we were sitting there staring at them for so long.
What do you think about that when you look back on it?
I don't know. It was real.
Hmm.
It's definitely real. I mean, no one can tell me otherwise,
Sure.
or the other two guys.
So it's real. What do you have any theories about what that is? I mean, again, I'm asking really hard questions.
I mean,
no one
I
knows,
say
right?
that
But-
something not it definitely wasn't human. It couldn't have been, I don't think.
Intelligent, but not human.
Yes, because I
Mm.
mean, there was some sort of telepathy going on,
Mm.
definitely.
Like
Which is why
communicating
we
with
were
you guys?
standing there for so long.
Oh, kind of like
I
in a
think.
trance.
In a way, yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Like almost like they were trying to
Mm.
figure out who we were or something. I don't know, you know.
Fuck, man.
The head
That's
was
weird.
all
It's crazy
shiny.
shit.
I just
But-
shaved it.
Cole?
There's instances. I'm not gonna go into all of it, but the one that stuck out the most was because I was at that point because I saw some weird stuff when I was younger, that I couldn't explain really. But the one that stuck out the most is as a full grown man. Me and Brandy lived in this apartment in Hendersonville, a different one, and it had been after a family death. And I was asleep. Everybody's asleep. The house is silent. Everything's pitch black. And I woke and I was like, oh, do I have to pee? But I looked and this little glowing spectral young lady was standing at the bedside. And I froze, like froze. And she walked around like my side of the bed, the foot of the bed, and went over and just looked at my wife. Was just looking at my wife, and I'm tripping. Like I'm like,
Did this wake you up? Like you were asleep and you woke up to this?
I just woke up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it woke me up.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just woke up and then
But you couldn't move while.
no, I couldn't move, and I knew I
That's what
wasn't
I'm
fucked
saying.
up. I drink a lot of beer and shit, but that it wasn't that at all. I was completely
Paralyzed?
and no, I couldn't move. Yeah, I couldn't move,
Mhm.
and I just looked. I just watched her, and she walked over, and she got right next to my wife's side, and she just stared at her, and I was freaking out. Now you're trying not to move, and then I just closed my eyes, and then I just opened them back up, and she was still there, and then I closed my eyes, and then she was gone. And that's fucked up. So I didn't want to tell my wife about it, but I did eventually. But then we moved, right? So we moved. And I think that was the same week that my Uncle Jack had died, which was weird because I told her and she was like, what did she look like? And da da da. And I'm like, just like a small, like maybe 8, 9-year-old little girl, and just blue, like flowing
Aura.
right. You couldn't really see what she was wearing. You could just kind of see this blank white
Mm.
face and this. And she was like, wow, that's crazy, whatever. And then we moved, and then something else had happened. And I think it was when her brother died. And I'll be damned if I didn't wake up in this little girl. We're in a different place. That's what blew my mind.
Mm.
I was just like, no, I've got to be insane. I just have to be insane. Did the same thing. Walked around the bed. Went right over to my wife's bedside and just looked down on her.
Same thing.
Same exact girl.
Wow.
In 2 different places in the United
And
States.
she did the same shit. both
Yes,
times.
and I couldn't explain it. I was just like, okay,
That's wild.
yeah, and it completely destroys my whole thing about oblivion,
Mm,
right?
right. Yeah.
Completely destroys all
Completely.
that. Like it's like, okay, I mean,
I'm not going to get into it too deep because I've talked about this on the show before, but I think I've had many interactions with spirits and I never experienced anything like that till I went looking for it, like till I sought it out. Right. And I think your interaction with these things is like a handshake. Like it takes you and it takes this thing to make the occurrence happen. And so like when we talk about, is it in your head or is that real? I think the answer is both, and trying to put it in a box of imaginary or real is not, it's almost like paradoxical. Like it's neither. It's like this thing does exist but it also exists in your head. Like again, I'm not gonna. We can talk about it later if you guys want. I'm not gonna get into it too deep because Alice has heard the story before. But I had an encounter where I met Satan, and he looked. It was as vivid as I'm talking to you guys, like in the flesh, and he looked exactly how I would have imagined him, like Tim Curry in Legend, like red, muscular, 8 feet tall, horns, goat legs, exactly how I would have imagined it. And I think there's something to that. It was exactly how I would have imagined it because this thing exists, but the way I'm gonna see it,
Depends on who's looking.
yeah, it depends on who's looking. Someone
Okay.
else might have seen it and seen something completely different, right?
Right.
Or vaguely different.
That makes sense though.
Yeah. So I think it takes you and it takes this thing. Maybe they can't break through on their own, and you're in a vulnerable state, especially when you're coming out of sleep.
Right.
Like, yeah. So anyway, that I find that fascinating. There's my friend Leighton. If you get time later, check out the Deborah episode we did, the band called Deborah. He has a story like that too.
Cool.
This thing, he just woke up and he's looking at this thing in the corner of the room, and then it runs at him and knocks over his drum kit. And then when he wakes up the next morning, his drum kit's knocked over. That's the part that really fucked with my head. Is I'm like, okay, so that interacted physically. Yeah, Bryce, what you got?
So like when you said, like I was talking about spirits, he said seeing that girl like broke his theory of oblivion. I don't believe in spirits that roam the earth. I don't believe that someone can die and then embody an energy form and manipulate.
So you don't believe
this
in
world.
ghosts?
I don't believe in spirits. I don't
Okay,
believe
so not
that,
demons, not angels, none of that.
No, angels for sure.
That'd be a spirit, right?
No,
Okay.
that is an entity. Like a spirit would be something that is embodied, like a soul is embodied, and then the body perishes,
Dies.
but the soul stays.
Okay.
And the
That's a
soul
spirit.
lingers. That would be a spirit.
Okay.
I don't believe in spirits. I don't think,
But how is that not an angel?
because that's completely different. An angel was never embodied. An angel was never a soul that was embodied here.
You're specifically defining spirit as something that used to be in a body. And now
Exactly. A
isn't. Okay.
spirit is a soul that is outside of its body. That's
Okay.
a spirit. I don't believe in that.
Mm.
Once you die, your soul goes where it goes. It doesn't linger. It doesn't do anything that, you know what I mean? But magic, I fucking believe in magic. Firmly, I believe in magic. This is like what you were saying. You seen it how you thought that you would perceive it. I don't think that we encounter a spirit. I think that we perform magic. We project that into the world,
It's
and
your
as an
mind.
energy, it happens.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's like magic. It's the easiest, like it's the most simple explanation I could give. It's magic.
So you were talking about tulpas and how as a kid you were taught like the boogeyman, like these ideas that puts the seed in your head.
Yeah, but
and then you start generating this thing on
It's a
your
little
own.
more complex than that. But my grandmother, my mother, my grandmother's mother, so on and so forth. They've all taught us our whole lives that our family comes from a long line of witches. And they teach us about, certain powers and things you can do and manipulation and, things like that. And they told us as kids, like this lives here, like be good or, this will get you. And
Sounds like
we've
a church.
we've
Yeah,
experienced
sounds like
it.
another form of religion.
We've experienced it. Like I think the scariest one when I was a kid, me and my cousin Charles, they call him Biddy. That's his nickname, so we'll just say Biddy for this purpose.
Yo, shout out to Biddy.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
to Biddy. But
he's 20 something years old, but he's my 13-year-old's bigger than he is.
Charles Biddy.
anyway, me and Biddy, we were sitting in the living room of the house in Springfield that we lived in when we were kids. I'm sitting on a couch in front of the TV, and he's sitting on a love seat beside the couch. There's going that way is the rest of the living room and the door to leave. And then there's a hallway. It's like 2 feet long, and then it curves and turns into the actual hallway. So all the time as kids, we'd sit in there and we'd watch TV, and there was this black figure that seemed to be like, like poking around the corner and looking at us. And for years and years, as kids, we joked about it. We'd be like, "Look, he's looking at us. It's over there. He's looking at us." And one night, man, we were sitting in there, we were watching TV and shit. And I remember I was like, "Look, man, it's fucking over there. It's looking at us." It peeked out, it went in, and then the next thing you know, all we hear is the hardest fucking stomping coming from the hallway straight to us. He fucking jumps right over the couch, straight into my grandparents' bedroom, which is like the hallway goes that way. It's their bedroom door,
Biddy did?
and then it goes that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biddy dipped, leaves me alone.
Hell
This
yeah.
fucking thing, whatever it is, comes around the table that I'm sitting behind, coming this way. I jump up through the hallway, run, follows me all the way back there, stomping, knocking shit over, like fucking coming for me. My parents, it was my mom and her boyfriend. They're in the back room at the time with a lock on the door, like that you screw into the door, just a little lock you buy. Fucking broke the door right off the hinges. Boom!
You did?
Broke right into that room. Shut the fucking door. My mom's 10 feet tall with her feet on backwards. And they were like, hey, you need to get out of here. We're kind of doing something. And I was like, you can fucking blow me, buddy, because I'm not fucking going nowhere. Crazy as shit in my life just happened. I'm like probably 9 or 10 years old at this time. And I was made to go back out there with it and I had to sleep on the couch that night.
Did anything happen when you went back out? It was gone?
No, but I had when I walked through, I seen everything that was knocked over and shit. And that really was like, ooh. And then I got my ass whooped the next morning for tearing up the house.
Damn. That's fucking rough, man.
That was probably the scariest one I had as a kid with what we were talking about.
Yeah, I think children, there's a reason that children see this stuff more than adults because they're vulnerable. It's like you don't know.
Right.
I think as we become adults, it's like we have an idea of how reality works, and that almost protects us. Because it's like if you don't believe in this stuff, it can't hurt you.
I think as kids we're more creative.
Yeah.
And that's why we experience it, because we can make it happen.
And that's why if you take psychedelics and open up your mind, it's like being a kid again. And
I've had a terrible trip winning a paranormal experience on acid one
most
time,
of my
man.
paranormal experiences are on acid or mushrooms, and I don't think that discounts the experience. I think opening up your mind to possibilities is a valid door to yeah.
I had like a 16-hour trip, dude, of just hiding from this thing.
We should go.
I
What were you
couldn't
on?
see it
We
after
should
the
go to
LSD.
we should go to the Coppage House.
Couldn't see it, nothing.
I'm so down.
But I could
You know
feel
what
it
it is?
breathing on my neck and growling, and I was weird.
But I love shit like
Hid
that.
from it for hours and hours. It was
Right.
terrifying.
It's like we would if we got caught there, which is very unlikely. We could be, but the thing is, you don't know if there's anyone in there because people squat there.
The what house?
The Coppage House in Hendersonville.
If we go
I
4
told
deep,
him
we'll be
about
all
it.
right.
No, I've went in.
Oh,
there's-
the melting pictures.
There's a piano up there, dude. Like that place is.
It's the first time I've heard about it.
It's in Hendersonville. It was it's the Coppage House. Apparently, it was a plantation. It is because there's old cars back there and shit right in the back, and like still rotting down, fucking beautiful mansion. People squat there, so there's stuff spray painted all over the walls, this and that. But when you go in this motherfucker, dude, there's this feel.
Yeah.
Like it's just like holy shit,
An
because
energy.
it's gorgeous in there. But we went in
I
that
have a better
motherfucker, and there's this fucked up piano, right? And I fucked up and took my young kid. He's 13 now. He's probably 11 when this happened. And I was like, you gotta come check it out. So you park and you have to walk in, take something to chop down. You got to get in there.
I hear you.
But I took him in. The piano's on the second floor, I think. We went up there, and it was broad daylight. So the windows are all busted out. People have busted out all the windows and shit. So it's broad daylight. So there's sunlight. And I gave Sam, my son, my phone. I said, I'm going to go over here and play this fucking creepy ass piano, right? It's here. So I was like, take some pics. And I can't. And the fucked up thing is, I can't even find them on my fucking phone now. They're just disappeared. I'm sitting there fucking with this piano. It's way out of tune, but I'm going, glong, glong, glong. In this house, glong. Sam's taking pictures. We were all like, cool, let's get the fuck out of here. I showed him all the rooms and we went around. We leave. I get home, later on that night. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go check out some of these pictures. So I go to the fucking reel, and the first one was me, and I had my cut on, my black leather, and you could see it perfectly, and you could see my face. Then I swipe, was slightly discolored in certain areas of my face. Still same lighting. Scroll, and if you go through the whole thing, I literally went from being like what I look like now to burnt, like to where, no, it even showed like my nose gone and what your nose would look like the holes,
The two triangular
the triangular looking holes.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Voldemort. But same
Yes, same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I strolled through. I was like, holy fuck. It was so weird. It looked like I was burned. So now I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna die by fire at some point, which
In that house playing that piano next time
No.
we go.
It would even be better. We could go to the house where I grew up. With that story I just told you.
Dude, hey, for real, I'm down.
We could go there. It's on
coffee shop's
Stevenson
cool.
Lane in Springfield, Tennessee. We grew up
I'm
there.
surprised
It
I've
was
never
like
heard of
it was 13 of us
Cottage house?
kids,
it's
and then
they want
you
2
know,
point
all of our
something
parents
million
and
dollars
stuff,
for that.
so-
13 kids.
13 of us kids, and then all of our parents. So it was I couldn't give you an exact number, but it was 13 kids and their parents and our grandparents in a 3-bedroom.
Drink that.
That's how we grew up.
That's fucking
Damn.
it.
No, I'm lying. It's a 4-bedroom. It's a 4-bedroom.
I think you guys seen / read The Shining, either or.
Yes.
So I think The Shining is a real concept. I don't think Stephen King necessarily understood it that well, but like the way they describe it in The Shining is like the butler is telling the kid about it. He's like, me and my grandma used to have entire conversations across the table from each other without saying a word.
Right.
And he's like, I know you have it because I've got it and I can see it that you've got it. Right.
Right.
I don't think it's certain people. I think it's like certain levels of it. So it's like everyone's got it, but to
Oh,
different
totally.
levels.
Well, but you have to get with that one.
Yeah.
Like me and my wife finish each other's sentences. Like I constantly think we crave the same foods at the same time without speaking, and that's weird.
Yeah. It is weird how like, yeah, when you form these bonds, or maybe that's just already there and that's why you form the bonds.
Mhm.
But
Right.
yeah, I think places and objects have this too, where it's like you can form it's like the CIA was doing experiments with like they, instead of saying like woo-woo stuff like enchanted objects, it was like they called it energy bar tools, but it's like basically you can form a bond with like a tool, like a wand or a sword or a gun, and it's like you have a special connection with this thing, and it's like, yeah, someone else could use that, but you using it is like going to be a lot more potent. It's like, and a wand is a cool idea
I kind of feel that way about
because
my
it's an
45.
yeah. Like someone else could shoot it, but you're gonna be a fucking crack shot with it. Yeah.
I feel that way about my Gerber.
I feel that way about my dick.
Nice.
I have a very special connection to my dick. No one else can use it like I do. All right.
Man, mine too. Wait, me with mine.
But like actually,
Edit that, Alice.
so when you walked in that house, it was like a terrible energy, you said, right?
No, it's just you can just
Like you
it's
felt-
not terrible.
But you said what you felt
You feel
wasn't
it.
good though.
You just feel it. You can tell when something's
Well,
going
it's
No,
the
I
way
didn't
you
get-
told the story, I guess. But
Well, that's the thing is at that point when Sam took those pictures, that was the third time I had been in that house. I didn't have any weird energy about it until I got home and saw those pictures. And then I was like,
well, I'm saying like when you,
I don't know if I want to go back in there anymore. Like that was tripping me out.
but when you said that when you walked in the front door,
You still just have this.
was it like a
eerie. You get an
It's
eerie
eerie.
feeling
It's
because you're in a
huge.
fucking abandoned home.
And the
Dad's
first
looking
time I
out.
went in there, it was nighttime. So there's no one. And people squat there. All right. So the first time I went in there, you go upstairs. There's 2 kitchens in this place. Fireplace upstairs and down. Huge, big, beautiful fucking staircase that goes upstairs. First time I went in there, just noticed everything's busted up. and I noticed every door, every way everything looked. So then I told a couple friends about it, and they were like, "Dude, I'm gonna go check it out." It was like, "All right," but we gotta fucking, and it was daytime. I was like, "But we gotta be incognito because it's private property, right?"
Mhm.
So we go in. You can tell squatters have been in there. The door was open, like it wasn't open before. We go up to the main upstairs. I don't know if it was like a dining room or whatever it was, but there was all these candles laid out around a fucking sleeping bag that wasn't there before.
Hmm.
So there's squatters that go there. People go there
Yeah.
and sleep and shit. And there's all kinds of shit written all over the walls. But the only thing is like,
No, I was just gonna say, like,
bro,
walking into a different like energy, there's definitely good and bad energies.
Oh, sure. So like it's like
was
specifically an
gonna
eerie
say.
presence. It's not just a presence.
it's
like,
just
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
I
you
don't
walked
know.
into like a negative feeling.
I'm not gonna say negative. Because if it's negative,
Ominous.
I'm not just gonna walk
Okay,
in.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is fucked up.
So just
I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm not that
Mm.
stupid. You
so
know,
what
it's just no. It's just there's something. It's just the air gets a little thicker.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
yeah. Yeah.
Like there's more than you there.
I
But the thing
well, I was
is
gonna-
the cottage house, and I never got to finish that part, but I'll try to do it quickly. But apparently, it was the family harbored slaves in the South. Before before the slaves were legal, they were free.
this was yesterday.
Yes,
Did this.
no, it's today. It's right now. But it was a house that they harbored slaves and set them to the north. They sent them to the north. They would harbor them there and
I
send them
got
to
you.
the north. To get away from the
Mhm.
southern scum, whatever. But
Plus,
well, I was gonna say I know a house like
we're in South though.
similar
still sitting
similar
there.
to that,
It's
but
for
when you
sale.
walk into
I mean,
it,
if you got
it's-
the money,
it's
two
like
point
an incredible
two
feeling.
point two five million
The
dollars.
energy is just
Not dark or
blissful,
ominous. It's just
like blissful.
yeah.
If I take you to that house in Springfield where I grew up,
And it's actually
I'm
right down
telling
the
you,
street.
step in the front yard, you'll feel it. It's one of those
Let's
places
go,
that's
man.
just like
We'll plan a trip and go. How far is Springfield?
45 minutes from probably here.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'll
Probably
go
like
with you.
close to an hour from my house in Gallatin.
I was like, "Are you smoking in here? I'm smoking too."
Just holding it.
So this is kind of just moving a little bit here, kind of staying on subject, kind of not. Do you guys think? Okay, so we've talked a lot about interdimensional shit, like shit off this dimension, off this plane.
Right.
So
Mm.
off this planet,
Mm.
extraterrestrials, kind of like what you were describing, probably, right?
Probably.
Do you guys
Definitely
think?
that it was definitely like a different dimension in a
Mhm.
way. It was,
And when we see UFOs, that might be interdimensional too. That might not be extraterrestrial.
mhm.
But do you guys think
True
that stuff
story.
from off the planet has either been here in the past or is here now?
Yeah.
Off the planet, what?
Like, do you think aliens have been here or are here now?
I do.
Who's going first?
I do, yes.
Who's going first?
I mean, he went. Your turn.
Oh, you just said yes. You do.
Yes, I
Is that
do.
where? Is it? It's a yes or no question.
He asked a
I
question.
think it can be a maybe question too.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think we already. I thought we discussed that already.
We might have
Oh, you mean as far as here now?
here now or in the past. So like we've talked about a lot
Yes.
of we've talked about interdimensional shit. I'm talking about off this planet. Like came
Yes,
here from
that's
another
here.
planet.
No, that's absolutely.
I think so
That's-
too. I believe in both. I think there's shit aliens from off this plane and aliens from off this planet. I think both are true.
And I think they're here.
I had this is just some stoner shit, but I can't back this up,
That's
right?
not stoner shit.
No,
How
what-
old are you, Alex?
What I'm about to say is some stoner shit. I'm 27.
Oh, nice.
So
Children.
yeah. So well, I mean, I'm actually like 10,000, but
Don't
this
stop
body's
me, Bart.
27.
Right?
Yeah.
In far as God years.
But
Dog ears.
I think when what was I gonna say? Sorry, I lost it.
The
Terrestrials.
stoner basically.
shut
Oh, yeah.
Alice edited it.
It's
Oh
just
my
some
God.
stoner shit.
Yes, some stoner shit. Here we go. I don't know. I can't explain this. Like, there's no logic to this. It's just a feeling. But I was thinking one day when I was stoned, it's like, why is there not nothing at all? Why is there not just nothing?
Do you have any weed?
Not on me.
Damn.
If you guys want to go to Cobra later. But anyway,
Where's the Cobra?
I Morbid Orchid, got in rehab, Sonic Fuzz.
Let him tell his story.
Okay, but do you want to go to the
Damn.
show with the Cobra?
Yeah, you guys should definitely follow me to Cobra after this.
No,
But
I'm just kidding.
oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
also free, by
I'm
the way.
ruining
I just
this.
can't be out on it.
I'm
Let this
ruining
man talk
I
Yeah,
know
really.
I'm fucking it up, but I'm interested.
Okay,
twice in a row.
so
I'm totally down with those bands. You
get
just
down
said.
with the sickness.
Oh, no.
Open up your hate and let it flow into me. So I was thinking one day, the stoner thoughts, why is there not nothing at all? Why is this here? And what I came up with is the fact that there's something, the fact that we're all sitting here kind of tells me that it's everything, like everything you could possibly think of, and then beyond that too. So I think if it's all or nothing, basically. If it's not just like nothing at all, the fact that there is existence feels to me, and I can't explain this, but it feels to me like it's everything, like multiple like timelines,
Mhm.
like we're all sitting here, but we're in different spots,
Mhm.
like multiverse shit, but also like other planes that are like not just multiverse, not just Earth, but like anything possibly conceivable exists, and then way beyond shit you can conceive too.
And okay.
totally.
And that's not a reassuring thing to me, because that means the most profound, unimaginable suffering exists. So hell exists. That also means heaven exists, but also fucking Hindu Vishnu shit also exists,
Right.
and also shit we've never fucking thought of.
So everything that
Or
we
nothing.
thought was non-existent.
So nothingness would exist also.
Yes.
Yeah. Say what?
So basically, everything we've discussed is actually in existence.
I think so.
And then you get to suffer every bit of the.
Maybe we go through all of it. That doesn't make me feel good about anything. At that point, I want it to just be like nothing.
Oblivion.
Yeah. Because I think to say it's like, no, I want to experience everything, that is very ignorant. That's an ignorant thing to think, because the depth of imaginable suffering is fucking deep. Shit
I've
goes deep.
suffered, dude. I've suffered my whole life, and in different ways, like just heartache and this and that. And to me, I bring it on, bring it on, bring it.
I wish I had your optimism.
I don't give a fuck. Like, no, I really don't. Like that's
I mean,
like this.
It's not even
everybody
optimism.
suffers.
I fought,
It's
fought,
being
fought.
broken.
I've
He's
fought.
broken.
I fought. No, I'm not broken.
He's a broken man.
No, I'm not broken. Because I tell you what,
He's not
if you try to
broken.
take my life, I'm going to do everything I can to preserve my life. No matter who you are, no matter what you are. If I feel like my life is going to be extinct because of whatever actions are being performed upon me, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure yours don't.
Well, that's usually just
No,
a human
no,
reaction.
but the
though,
thing
right?
is
Yeah,
like,
it's very human.
but no, that's human reaction. But when it comes to what he was talking about, I would welcome that. Like
Well,
what
if
you
it
were saying.
exists, there's nothing you can do about it. So might as well have your outlook on it.
No, I'd welcome it. I mean, then you know what? Because I've already been through this, I've already been through that, or been through this. I'd be like, guess what? I always eat the shit sandwich, and let's get another fucking round. And I would welcome it with open arms, and so would you. I don't even know what you're talking about. You would welcome that shit with open arms. You've had the shit fucking sandwich. You'd go head first into.
Motherfucker,
Let's
mine
go.
wasn't a sandwich. We talking about I ate shit
Dude.
off the floor, no bread.
Exactly.
I don't
So
know
if
fucking
all
bread,
of that,
just foreign
all of
bread.
what he just said came to whoop your motherfucking ass, you would be like, let's
Let's
go.
go. Yep.
Um,
Somebody walked in here with a gun right now and was like,
Let's go.
Which one of you? Which one of you? I'm just fucking standing straight up.
I'm gonna cut your
It's like,
fucking
can it be
guts
all
No,
this?
out.
I wouldn't even fight. I wouldn't even fight. I would just sit here. I'd be like,
I'm gonna cut your fucking guts
Oh,
out.
yes, please.
Yes,
Can I get what
please.
he's having? Yeah.
and then he pull the trigger.
Good.
I
There's
have
it.
to.
His
I have to
gun
get
would
to
go
Cobra.
off.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta go.
Oh, word.
But thank
Oh.
you guys so much for being here. Opiate. Check out Opiate. I'm gonna put links down below. Y'all are gonna be in Florida. What's the date on that?
22nd of June,
June 22nd, and then
Salty Hobo.
at the Salty Hobo for the Dark Arts Festival. Nailed it. And then Volume 1. Be on the lookout for that as well.
If you
These
fucking
guys-
come,